How is it going then, everybody? I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome back to another video here on our channel. I'm the FIFA Analyst. Today I'm going to be talking to you about FIFA 20 and FUT Drafts, game mode where you can play normally during the week when FUT Champions is closed, a game mode which is quite fun and gives you a chance to go ahead and earn some coins. We're going to see how you guys can try and win a couple more drafts, what you can do. We're going to talk about the fundamentals, and then we're also going to break down some gameplay as well from the FUT draft that we did go ahead and play. If you do enjoy the video, please do let me know by dropping a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. We do upload every single day at 5 PM UK time. And then at the minute, the best place for you to come over, ask any questions over on the Twitch stream. I am streaming every day as well, given what's going on in the world at the minute. Everyone's got quite a bit of spare time, so I hope all of you guys are staying safe as well. So, draft, what is it? You can pay 15,000 coins or 300 FIFA points. Ideally, back, when the game first comes out, you can play with coins and you normally make your money back. At the minute, it is harder to make your money back because even if you win the draft, you're not guaranteed to get great packs and get great rewards because players are worth less. However, I am using 15k coins. I don't spend FIFA points to go ahead and do that on draft. So you enter 15k coins to go ahead and have a look at a draft. The best thing for you to do, first of all, is you get shown up with a formation screen. Go ahead and pick a meta formation, something you know and you're comfortable with. 4-2-3-1, 4-1-2-1-2, 4-4-2. If you want to try some different formations, this is a good place for you to do it. You can try 3 at the back, 5 at the back, but if you are really focusing on just getting those more wins, that's where you want to go ahead and pick a meta formation. You then go through and you pick all of your players. This is something which I always struggle with a little bit. I'm not the best at building teams and everything, but what your aim here is to go ahead and try and get 100 chemistry. You don't necessarily always pick the best player that shows. You pick the players which go ahead with the chemistry. If you've already got 3 players from La Liga and you get given a La Liga right back who's not the greatest over a choice of, I don't know, of a better right back, go ahead and take that La Liga right back. Even if he's a lower rated right back, it doesn't matter. Your idea here is to get the 100 chemistry. 100 chemistry with average players is better than a god squad with 70 chemistry. Hope that makes sense. So that's kind of the first little tip that we want to do. Make sure we're going ahead towards that. And you don't always go for the highest rated. That's kind of your simple rule. Always look for meta players, agile, got speed, got pace, and also take an eye onto chemistry styles. You might get offered with 2 centre backs, both very similar in stats, but one of them might have a shadow on them or an anchor, whereas the other one has another chemistry style which isn't really that useful on that centre back. You go ahead and pick the other one with the great chemistry style. You can do a chemistry glitch, I believe. It's not something that I do myself, but yeah, if you want to go ahead and find that, you can do. It's where you can pick all your players and you can swap their chemistry styles around. A little bit different, a little bit unique, but you can do that. So the way you go ahead and get rewards from drafts is by winning 4 games in a row, and you go ahead and you win the draft directly from that. Now, when you come up against other drafts, one of the things that I kind of struggle with myself is the first game or 2, it takes me a little while to get going. One of the things that I recommend, if you have some brilliant super subs, sub them on from minute 1. You don't need to wait until half time. If you have not got the greatest offside and you think, you know what, I've got CR7 Neymar on the bench, that might be better than, whoever you've got up front. If it's like Giroud, go and sub them off for minute 1, all right? That is kind of the go-to rule for me. I always go ahead and do that. And that's what works at the end of the day. You've got to do what works for you. One of the biggest things that I find that people don't do when it comes to draft is custom tactics. People love the game mode of draft for the simple fact that you don't change your custom tactics, which means that everyone's got 5 width, 5 depth, pretty high line, and everyone's kind of playing attacking football. Not many people hold the ball on draft. So it's kind of like good old, pure attacking FIFA. What I recommend is change your custom tactics, change your player instructions. You can just see here, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go with what I know works for this formation. This might be a formation that you run in the 4-4-2, for example, and I go ahead and I change the tactics and the player instructions. You'll be surprised by how many people don't do this on draft just because they think, it's 4 games, I'll just play with whatever it gives me, which obviously is always the basic, which for you guys, if you are trying to get more wins, you're trying to get the better rewards from draft, you do need to take it quite serious as well. You do need to make sure you're doing everything in your power to make sure that you can go ahead and possibly get that extra win from just changing those little simple things around. So I'm going to go ahead and look into some of the gameplay now. Another little chance up here with Ribery. I talk about this a lot where you kind of want to look for the near post, but you can just see that the defender is going to be there. He is probably going to get a block in here and stop me from going for that near post. I did a skill move video. Here, I don't want to go into that area. What I want to try and do is a fake shot stop. I've done a skill move video already. I will put a link up that above me here. Make sure you do have a look at that if you are interested to know how I do each individual skill move and how we always try to look to exploit the little bit of space, the little bit of room, and to find the back of the net, which is what we do with Ribery, which is good stuff. We go 2-0 up in this game. I did have a lot of red cards in this draft, which was a little bit weird for me. I've never really had many red cards this year, and it all came from I play a pass into Ronaldo, he has the ball, he then loses the ball, but I've inputted the fake shot command and he ends up clattering 2 people in this draft, so Ronaldo gets sent off twice. Absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. Draft, to be fair, guys, gameplay wise, it's one of the more fun games, just for the simple fact of you are using cards that you're not used to. I used 97 Prime Moments R9, which was really, really fun. I really enjoyed him. And you just get to have all these other different cards. If you are in during the week, you've not got much to do, you're a bit bored of rivals, you've done your icon swaps or something, I do recommend giving it a go. If you aren't the greatest of players, if you can get to round 2 maybe, just win that first game. You're not really going to make your money back, but at the end of the day, you know, as long as you can make a few K, one of the things that you really need to do to make sure that when you are winning the drafts and you are getting the packs back, you sell absolutely everything that you get from the packs. Whether you want to sell them now or later on down the line, if an SBC comes out or something, is your choice, but that's kind of what you need to be looking at doing. Make sure you're always trying to make the maximum amount of money coins from the draft. Look at that for a squad as well. Absolutely unreal. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. You can just see I haven't really got much on in this particular 4-4-2 in this particular passage of play. What can we do? This is where I want to go one-on-one with the defender. I want to take him on, all right? I want to get past him. How am I going to do that? This is where I'm going to go either one or other way, depends on which skill move I want to execute. This is where I do an elastico, which is where you just want to go down on the analog stick all the way back up. So say from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock, does that absolutely brilliantly, gets past the defender, smashes that one in at the near post. One thing I talk about a lot, guys, this particular area, you can just see it's very tight, it's very narrow. There's not much space for me to lay this pass off. What can we do? We do a double tap X pass. Xbox, double tap A. This will play a pass a little bit in the air and it will bypass the defenders, find the attacker. He's got an easy shot into the back of the net. Why does it bypass the defenders? They don't lock onto it. I don't know why, but they just don't seem to lock onto it, which means that it's much easier. But if I play that along the ground, then that would have been defended. He would have just got a leg in, intercepted it, and boom. Chance going up here, you can just see, it looks quite blatant that I'm going to play that pass into Kante. What do I teach you guys all the time? Look for that near post. This defender is more than likely going to think that's where the pass is going to go. He's going to lay that off. This is where we do a drag back, R1 on the left stick, or RB on Xbox and the left stick, drag back up into that little angle, managed to find the near post, which stood brilliantly for us, and then he manages to get back. I think this was the game where, yeah, this is the game where we went down to 10 men. This was all on stream, this was, and I was a little bit like, how on earth has this happened? But yeah, luckily enough, we managed to carry on getting the goals. We win that one 5-2, and we kind of move on over into the semi-final looking good. Over the years, how many drafts have I played? Probably not a massive amount. I think because when I was, let's say, trying to compete, I was playing rivals most of the time for practice, but I feel like at the minute, if you are at that stage where you've practiced enough and you just want to try something a little bit different, you can go ahead and practice in draft. Just don't get disheartened if you do go into, you know, a couple drafts and you do lose. One of the things that I will say is that you will build bad drafts at times, and you're just not going to be able to. It's much harder to try and compete when you've obviously got a bad draft. You know, there's some people out there that do draft challenges, that sort of thing, where they go like slowest pace. You know, I think Net did one with like slowest reactions. That can obviously make it a little bit more interesting. But if you are just an average FIFA player and you're wanting to get better, just kind of take these tips into advice. You want to be picking, you know, the meta players, the meta formations. Don't always pick the highest rated player. Always go for the chemistry, because we want to make sure that we've got 100 chemistry, because that is our absolute priority. And just, yeah, try and build the best possible squad that you can do. But custom tactics is key. Make sure that you do alter your custom tactics, because honestly, you'll be surprised. You probably think, oh yeah, I've never really done that on draft. Never really done it. Why would I bother? It's only 4 games. Well, it's 4 games. If it's a difference between you winning and losing, because instead of having your fullback on balance and he was bombing forward, he was on stay back and you didn't get caught on the counter, you might win that extra game and get you through into the final, get you in for the better rewards. And at some point over time, you will get a good reward. Like it's inevitable. You open so many packs from playing drafts, you will pack something that will sell for 100k, 200k, maybe even more. You don't know. But it's all about obviously being persistent with it, and hopefully you can try and see your improvements from that as well. I want you to put down in the comment section below what your draft record is. Who has got the best draft record? Will be interesting to see. As I said, for me, it's not something I play a massive amount of, so I don't really know what mine is. I don't really look at it, and because I play draft on multiple different accounts, it's hard to keep track of, who's doing on what and how everything's doing. This guy pulled this back. This was another game where we went down to 10 men because of the fake shot CR7 thing. That's twice, 2 games in a row now where we've done that. But luckily enough, Matuidi steps up to the plate. Plays the pass, L1, sends him back on a run. Martial, lovely little X pass that was, across to him, finds the Matuidi, puts the ball into the back of the net, gets us the win in the final. Good stuff that was, to be honest. It was a hard draft. It wasn't the greatest draft that we built. Came up against some decent sides, but still managed to find the win. So we go ahead and take a look at our rewards. Our rewards really weren't anything special, if I am honest with you, which is a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. There's not much we can do about it. And in terms of packs, you want to make sure you're opening packs when there's a promo on. So when you've always got one, there was a promo that we didn't have a promo a week ago, so don't open them then. Always save them until the promo is in. At the minute, it is FUT birthday, so you're free to go ahead and open these packs, and hopefully you can get something. And for us, though, we get Dwight Gale, actually. Sorry to ruin your excitement, but we get Dwight Gale. That's for a little bit, 10k, something like that. Not too much, but it will do. Anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed the video, please let me know by dropping a like. Can subscribe to the channel. I'll catch all you guys tomorrow at 5 PM, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. Worth it. Definitely worth it, Trumpo. Mega pack incoming. In comes Seydorf. Right, Seydorf's in this pack. You ready? Not even a walkout, man. Not even a walkout. English striker, big boy Rashford. No? Gale? Wow! We got the big man Gale! Let's go! Let's go!